The O'Reilly weekend at Phoenix rolls on as we get set for the Mobil 1 Cup Series race, the O'Reilly 300, here at Phoenix International Raceway. We've got a great field on hand, great crowd on hand, and glad that you are joining us for today's race here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. It's going to be Timmy Pacioli on the pole for today's race. Andrew Gonzalez will start in second. Wyatt Johnston, he'll start in third with Sean Galligan in fourth. That's going to be Anthony McCreary in fifth. Sixth will be Adam Chambers. John Worry in seventh. Eighth is going to be Patrick Scroggins. Ninth, Matthew Rodriguez. And in 10th, Colin Cropley. In 11th is going to be Vincent Marsh. 12th will be Doug Shears. 13th, Angel D'Souza. 14th is going to be Robert Ban. 15th is Matt Smith. 16th, Noah Cars. 17th, Christian James. 18th is going to be Philip Stiller. 19th is going to be Kenny McCreary. And in 20th, Chad Skinner. 21st, going to be Alex Filter. 22nd, Lisa Shears. 23rd, Mary Cole. 24th will be Logan Wilson. 25th is going to be Nick Eggleston. 26th, Martin Zakala. 27th, Arnold Columbia. 28th, Noel Stiller. 30th is going, or 30, I'm sorry, 29th, I guess, is going to be Alex Ban. And in 30th, James Bald. 31st, Ben Stern. 32nd, Mark George. 33rd, Jordan Hester. 34th, Jake Berg. A newcomer to this series, Jake Cole. He'll be starting in the number 50 U.S. Marines car. He's going to be starting rolling off, I believe, from the 35th position. And 36th is Anthony Nodder. So we're getting set. We're going to have a few moments before we get the command to fire up the engines. Timmy Pacioli on the pole for today's race. Andrew Gonzalez will start to his outside. We had a great truck series race in the Oreo Truck Series just a while ago, and it was actually really exciting. Some great racing, some great three-wide racing, and we had a few wrecks along the way. The winner ended up being Philip Stiller, who's actually going to be starting off quite a ways back in this pack, I believe. Let's see where he's actually starting off from. Philip Stiller is starting, I believe, somewhere back in the 20th, around the 20th position, maybe 18th, but he's got quite a ways to go before he's going to get up there to challenge for the win. And his teammate from Dale Earnhardt Incorporated is going to be Kenny McCreary. He's starting kitty corner to him, that number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet. He took the win in the Hershey's 300 at Daytona, so it'll be interesting to see if he'll be able to follow up with a back-to-back wins at both Daytona and Phoenix. So Tim Pacioli, as we mentioned again, is on the pole. We have a newcomer into the series, as I mentioned, Jake Cole in the number 50 car. He's starting at the rear of the field. If you want to be in this series and you are not, please just leave it as a comment and I will see that you get a ride. So we are getting set. We still have a bit of time here. I'm not sure what the race conditions are for today's race. I know that in the truck series race, we had where trucks were actually sliding up off of the corners and they would hit the wall just off of turn number 4 quite a bit, and that's where a lot of our wrecks ended up occurring, mostly on the front stretch because of it. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens here today. Not certain if the same thing's going to happen. We do have just about the same kind of temperature. Track going to be very, very warm, which means it'll be very slick. So these race cars may start sliding around out there, but you never know what's going to happen. There may be some different fundamentals that are different this race than they were in the trucks race. Plus, we have a stock car rather than a truck, so that may play out a difference as well. We are about 30 seconds away from the command to fire up the engines. A few drivers that I'm sure are looking for some good runs today that did not have good runs at Daytona are a lot of guys that ended up getting some into some wrecks. And then also the drivers that finished well would love to be able to continue on with that momentum. Andrew Gonzalez, one of them, he finished in the 2nd position in the Hershey's 300. He's rolling off from 2nd here today on the outside of the front row. Let's get the command to fire up the engines trackside.
Drivers, start your engines.
And there is the command to fire them up. We will get set now for 32 laps of white knuckle racing here in the O'Reilly 300. Pacioli, Gonzalez, Johnston, Galligan, and McCreary are going to be the top 5. Adam Chambers going to round out the first 3 rows. Going to be an exciting race, and we're looking forward to it. Hope you are too, as we will get set to turn them loose now here at Phoenix. Here they come. All these race cars ready to rumble here at Phoenix. Green flag is in the air, and McCreary already makes a move there to go 3 wide. He would love to move up into the top spot as soon as possible. Whoa! Maybe some contact back there between teammates. Galligan got into the back of it. Oh, they're wrecking already back there. Oh, there's Chad Skinner, Christian James, Noel Stiller, the 24 car. See who else? Oh, Zakala may have some damage. Same for Logan Wilson. Jake Cole, I'm not sure if he made it through or not, as we are under the caution flag. Caution flag waves. I'm still uncertain on what... Whoa! There's Jake Berg. He just... Wow, did his car get loose? Did you see that car wiggle? My goodness. And now everybody trying to sort out where they belong here in the running order. But let's take a look back. I believe this started back around the cars of Christian James and possibly Noel Stiller. Well, the first incident that occurred was actually Colin Cropley and Patrick Scroggins getting together. The two of them come up the racetrack and end up tagging the wall right there. Then we'll go to Christian James, who is the next victim. Right here, looks like he's going to spin off the nose of Kenny McCreary. There you see the car snaps loose. Up the racetrack, Chad Skinner nowhere to go. Wow, that is a hard lick for Chad Skinner and Christian James. And I believe these two cars were all by themselves. Well, nope, there's Logan Wilson involved there. And there's where Noel Stiller got his damage. And there was some contact between himself and Jake Cole further up here. Oh, wow. You know, I think Jordan Hester may have hit the outside wall. I'm not sure. And I can't tell if there's damage to Jake Cole, but Logan Wilson certainly has some. So does Zakala. Not sure how Zakala got his. Let's go back and see what happened to the 48 car. Oh, here's what happened. Logan Wilson, Martin Zakala, and Noel Stiller all get together here in turn 1 and all get sent up the racetrack into the wall. So they were caught up in 2 incidences. There you see Zakala hits the wall, Stiller into Zakala, Logan Wilson into the wall. So that's what happened to those race cars. Okay, now we know what happened to Zakala to give him that damage. We're getting set to go back under the green flag for the restart on lap number 6. And only one race car retired from the race. That was Chad Skinner. Noel Stiller, you see there, the 24 car, he is 1 lap down to the inside of leader Pacioli. Then the rest of the top 5 look like this. Wyatt Johnston, Anthony McCreary, John Worry, and Matthew Rodriguez. Sean Galligan, I believe, is back in the 5th position with Andrew Gonzalez in 6th. Adam Chambers is in, or actually, I'm sorry, Galligan is 6th. 7th is Gonzalez. Chambers is 8th. Vincent Marsh 9th, and Philip Stiller is 10th. Green flag back in the air. We're back onto the restart here on lap number 6. Cars are trying to get around the lap race car of Noel Stiller, the 24 car, and they're seeming to do... Oh! 2 cars in the wall! John Worry looked like he was one of them, and I believe maybe the other one was the lap car of Noel Stiller, but we are still under the green flag. So if we end up having... Oh, and there's a caution. The caution is out. A big spin there in the back. There's Noel Stiller. Ben Stern. Looks like Robert Band may be involved there. John Worry. Nick Eggleston's all crunched up, and Mark George was also involved in this. Down to the stripe they come. Oh, and there was a spin further up. Holy cow, there's Jake Cole, Anthony Nodder, Jordan Hester, Martin Zakala, and Christian James all getting together. Chaos erupting on lap number 7. Let's go back and see what happened as everybody gets sorted out here, but a lot of cars dinged and dented here on lap 7 of 32. Okay, now the first thing I wanted to know was whether that incident I thought I saw actually did happen. There's Noel Stiller, the lap car. Yeah, he did go up the racetrack into John Worry, and I believe the 2 of them did hit the wall, and they did indeed, both the 12 of John Worry and the 24 of Noel Stiller. Now let's see what happened to them further over in turn number 3. And it looks like they weren't the cause of it. It looks like Mark George got turned by Nick Eggleston into Jake Berg, and then Mark George comes up the racetrack and gets into the 24 car, gets down, and hits Robert Ban. That sends Ban into a slide. Eggleston then rear ends Robert Ban right there. John Worry and Ben Stern caught in that outside line, nowhere to go. And that's what happened to those race cars. But Worry's got quite a bit of damage to his hood. Eggleston's all crunched up. Ben Stern may be okay. I'm not sure about Robert Ban, Mark George, or Noel Stiller if they'll be able to continue. Now let's see what happened to Anthony Nodder and others further up in turn number 1. Aha, found out what happened. Watch the race car up on the left side of your screen. That is Adam Chambers. He's going to hit the wall right here. Going to go into a bit of a four-wheel slide right there. He's going to scrape the wall. He comes down and hits the 00 car of Matt Smith. Now Smith comes down into the 43 car, and that's going to send him into a slide, hitting the wall. Angel D'Souza also gets some damage there. Doug Shears may get some damage here. I'm not sure. Boy, that 00 car is crunched. He hit that inside wall a ton. But then everybody else just starts piling in here. Philip Stiller gets into the back of Doug Shears. Mary Cole does a great job.